I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, the 4 queens. Watch close. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. If I snap, there's 3. I'll do it again. Just a wave, and there's 2. A flick, and the third one goes, which leaves the club. Watch close. Just a wave, and all 4 queens vanish. But as quick as they go, I can get them back. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4 queens. Start by removing the 4 queens from the pack. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Place the 2 light colors on the outer ends. In this case, I have the red queens, sandwiching the 2 black ones. Place them face down. When you're ready, turn all 4 queens face up and spread in your right hand like so. So now for vanish 1. In slow motion first. Vanish 1. Now let's break that down into different steps. So you have 4 queens spread face up in your right hand. Tilt the deck down so it's perpendicular with the floor. In this case, the table. This allows you to rest the lower queen on the fingers, like so. All you have to do is close those fingers and the card will land face down on top of the pack. Once again, hand tilts down, queen rested on the fingers, close the fingers, like so. Now execute this under cover of simply squaring the cards, the remaining 3, against the pack, like so. From here, you're going to go into a false display to show 4 queens when really you have 3. This is why I had you place 2 light colors on the outer ends. So once again, square. Now you're going to go into the false display, which is just peel off the top queen, the red one. In the action of peeling off number 2, retake that queen to the bottom of the packet, similar to an Elmsley count, and continue counting to show 3 cards as 4. Once again, peel off the top one. In the action of peeling off number 2, load it to the bottom, and continue with 2, 3, and 4 queens. Hold a break with your little finger. Now you're going to pinch, or grip, I should say, the card on opposite corners, like so. Thumb on the bottom pip, middle finger on the top pip. Index finger comes around to the left edge, and you're going to turn this packet 360 degrees around, like so. Simply rotate your index finger in and back out. Once again. Now from here, you're going to move your index finger down to your thumb and pinch the thumb and index finger together, like so. So from here, it comes down and you pinch that corner of the cards. Now you can see there's tension because you're pulling down with your middle finger. Release and the card will snap. The cards will snap. So once again, it's here, you pinch, and you snap. Now you're going to spread those 3 cards. Simply, with your index finger and thumb, spread the cards. So you're here, and you spread. So all at once, you have the vanish of the first queen. So now vanish 2. You're going to get a break with your little finger and transfer the break to your middle finger, you want there to be a large gap between the top card and the remaining pack. This allows you to insert that bottom card, the bottom queen, into that break, like so. To do that, simply reverse spread the top two queens by moving the index finger in. This will slide the bottom card over and the top two in opposite directions, like so. So with the break, you can merely come over to the pack and set the queens there. In reality, you've loaded that lower queen under the top card. So once again, you have your break, reverse spread, insert that queen into the break, like so, and angle those on the pack. So you're left in this position. These top two queens are hiding that edge. So now for the vanish of number 2, you come over and you lift those top two queens up with your right middle finger, like so. This will allow you to push the bottom queen into the pack, like so. So once again, you have your queens, you lift up, your index finger pushes that queen into the pack. As you move the top two queens over, angle jogged to the left. This should hide the action of pushing that bottom queen into the pack under the top card. So from face up, it merely looks like you've squared the queens. So that goes in. These two queens are now clipped between your thumb and index finger, pinched together like so. This will allow you to revolve the queens around clockwise back onto the pack. Simply use your right middle finger to come over on the left edge and turn those cards, revolving them 180 degrees back onto the pack. Now you can simply count 2 cards to show the second queen has vanished. Vanish number 3. You have the 2 queens on top. You're going to basically execute the Cardini change, which is like so, and load it to the bottom. So once again, in slow motion, and in a brief explanation, you're going to apply pressure with your thumb on the left long edge of the pack. Same amount of pressure with your pinky on the right edge of the pack. Your index finger is curled around on the top right edge. These 2 fingers are just relaxed. They don't play a big part in this move. So now, you're going to pull down with your pinky like so, dragging that top card with it, clipping it between the crotch of your pinky. Once again, pull down like so. Now under cover, it looks pretty good. Grab the deck with your middle finger and thumb on opposite ends, like so. So once again, the change is made. Grasp the deck on opposite ends, lift the deck up, and load the bottom queen to the bottom of the pack, like so. Once again, the change is made. In the action of doing an all-around square up, that queen is loaded to the bottom of the pack. So once again, the change is made. The queen is loaded to the bottom of the pack. That leaves us with the last queen. For this, I simply bottom palm, or top palm the bottom card, and slap the deck, vanishing the last queen. Simply palm the bottom card, slap the pack, and you have a vanish of the last queen. You end like so. You can dribble the cards, holding back a block to show the 4 queens have gone. It looks pretty good. So now you're in this position. Face up queen, face down queen, face up queen, face down queen. You need to produce the 4 queens. So what I do is get a break under the top 2 queens, like so. I'm going to put those 2 cards into a tenkai palm by coming over and simply clipping them into a tenkai position palm. It's very easy. And you have all this cover on this side, so they're not going to see a thing. From here, you strip out the bottom queen by placing your middle finger and dragging it forward. Like so. Tenkai palm, middle finger goes on bottom and drags the card forward. This queen gets inserted into the pack. Just stick it in somewhere, it doesn't really matter. And it's angled to the left, like so. A nice touch is once it's in the pack, is to bend it upwards with your middle finger and let it flick down. This will give you nice mixed direction for the remaining 3 cards. Those are simply done like so. You push the top card over with your thumb. Your index finger is curled around the pack. Your middle finger comes over and bends that long edge down. Now you're going to clip these 2 fingers together. There we go. These 2 fingers together. They're pinched together. You can release with the thumb and it will snap face up, like so. So once again, the card is pinched and it's brought out like so. Now the same thing more or less happens with the remaining card in tenkai palm, in which the middle finger goes on bottom, the index finger curls around on top. They're pinched together. You could release the thumb and stretch the 2 fingers out, and you have the production of 4 queens. Now this queen can just get jammed in the pack. Again, it doesn't really matter. Just stick it in there, and you can display the 1, 2, 3, 4 queens. I'll go through that last production one more time. So you have face up queen, face down queen, face up queen, face down queen. Break under the top 2. Those go into a tenkai palm. So you have lots of cover. That bottom one is stripped out. It's stuck in the pack. It's snapped out. The top card is pinched between the middle and index finger. Those are stretched out for the reveal. Same thing happens with the card in tenkai. It's jammed into the pack. And that's the 4 queens. So here's a few minor touches that can enhance the beauty of the queens. The first one is the reveal of the 4 queens. So you have the 4 queens on top, 2 red on opposite ends. Those are face down on top. Now in the performance you'll notice I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, then flipped those cards over back onto the pack. From here you can go into the Queen's effect. All you're doing is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, then going into the Paul Harris simple switch or instant replay move, which is simply bending those cards down and flipping them onto the pack. But instead of going 360 degrees, you're going to flick it a little harder and make it go 540, landing face up back on the pack. So that's the reveal. The second touch is on the production. So you have a face up, and face down queen. You've completed the vanishes of all 4 queens, and now you're going to go into the production. So again, in the performance, you might have saw this, which is that added spin maneuver on the last queen. All I'm doing is rotating the last card around my fingers, like so, and then sticking it into the pack, or on bottom's fine. So once again, in slow motion, we have the 4 queens, there's 1, there's 2, and the last one just gets rotated around my fingers and stuck in the pack. And that's it. I hope you enjoy.